Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about why I liquidated my mom's 401k account for Yieldmax. Yieldmax helps me earn over $600,000 per year in dividends, as you can see below, and we're outperforming the NASDAQ with our approach, living financially free out of our brokerage account. We're down only 9% for the year. The S&P is down 7, the NASDAQ's down 12. So we're about to catch up to the S&P in performance, as I've been saying. We're beating the NASDAQ by even more now. And again, we're living financially free out of our brokerage account as a result. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. So I had to do a members only chat today. If you have any questions about this, just leave your comments in the comment section at the end of the video. I have a brief amount of time today. Members, I'm going to do a follow-up. We're going to do a live video showing all my allocations and stuff like that at around 2 o'clock. Okay, I want some more time to go by before we do a members only video. But for now, this is a public video that I think everyone needs to be aware of, because most people in this world have 401ks. That's where all the money is, okay? 401ks in your house. That's where, again, most of the wealth in this world is. As you can see, we're up $8,400 today. When we started the video, we're up $7,000 or whatever it was. What matters here is 0.62%. If you look above, that's beating the S&P. Well, it's actually right in line with the S&P. It's up 0.62. NASDAQ's up 0.51. Dow's up 0.86. But when you factor back in margin, we're actually up more than all the indexes. That's how I continuously beat the indexes. Let me get Navy here because she's snoring very loudly. All right, I don't know why she has such big breathing problems, but say hi to everyone, Navy. All right, there's Navy. Navy is short for Nav Drip, of course, and she has those blue eyes, okay? She just snores really loud. So my debt here, $365,000. Even when the market's kind of flat, kind of down, we're still beating the market. Yesterday, the market was flat to down, and we were still outperforming it, even with this margin leverage, okay? So I'm not worried about this leverage for 3 reasons. A, my rates have been negotiated down twice. Many of my clients who bought my e-guides did the same thing. When you buy my e-guides, you get my phone number for life. So I coach you on how to negotiate those rates down. But I'm also not worried about this margin interest, because my dividends of over $600,000 pay it back within the year, okay? In about 6 months, my debt will be gone. The third reason why I'm not worried about my margin leverage is because it's such a small amount. It's about 30% of my account. Obviously I'm not factoring in shorts. We have about 75,000 short. So I'm not worried about this leverage because it's not enough to really impact my performance. And when we have low beta names like Cornerstone, which my mom is still in, by the way, so I liquidated her account, her 401k account mostly, and she's still in Cornerstone. Now we went to Yieldmax, of course. We bought a lot of Yieldmax. But my mom, she's obviously near retirement age, so I wanted to keep things safer for her. Cornerstone, everyone knows who follows my channel, this is what I anchor my portfolio to. I have a few $100,000 in Cornerstone. It's what brought my account up from $15,000 after Corona to $100,000, and then now $1 million. Okay, and that's thanks to Cornerstone, margin, triple longs, and the loans that I received, which one loan that I received was from my mom's 401k, all right? And, do I feel ashamed for getting a loan from my mom? Of course not. Warren Buffett got loans from his dad, so did Dan Loeb, and I studied both of them, okay? Both of them are very successful investors. Cornerstone, again, I put her in Cornerstone, but she knows how to play Cornerstone around the premiums, all right? If you need help with Cornerstone, that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. So we're not going to talk much about Cornerstone today, just 20% dividend, 4-star fund on Morningstar. That's all you need to know. And you need to play this fund properly around its premium thresholds. That's how you really level up, okay? You can sell out at the highs, buy back at the lows, and they tell you when to do this according to their premium thresholds or according to our Discord chat room, which when you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, all right? The best Discord chat room in the world, as I keep saying. We have this news channel here, which I love. I watch it all the time because it gives you the nitty-gritty news on the Trump negotiations, tariff stuff, et cetera, et cetera. We knew those are all buying opportunities. Any negative developments with tariffs should just be bought, okay, in my opinion. And, so we have all these features here at this Discord: Yieldmax, Roundhill, Defiance, all these channels, retirement, 401k channel, options for income. This is the best, okay? We have a few thousand members, a couple thousand members in this Discord chat room. And most importantly, we give you the Discord alert, okay, for the Cornerstone rights offering. So that alert is right here: Cornerstone rights offering announcement. We had the N2 filing and the rights offering announcement here, which allowed us to sell out at the highs, avoid all the pain in the market during this recent melees, and then we're buying back around the RO prices. So again, Cornerstone, I still keep my mom in Cornerstone. I still anchor her portfolio to Cornerstone because it is the index. It just has the largest yield of any index play that I know, and it's 4-star, and it gives you that special drip at the NAV. The most important feature here is this special drip to the NAV, okay? Usually we get 30 to 40% premiums every month on top of the 20% dividend in Cornerstone. Right now they're 14% because, again, we're waiting for the RO to finish. Again, if you need help with Cornerstone, that's in volume 4. All right, so I still keep my mom in Cornerstone. I still use margin for my mom, okay? Albeit a lesser amount of margin leverage, okay? She obviously has less on because she's near retirement age. My dad, I anchor his portfolio to Cornerstone too, and he doesn't even like margin, so I just sell puts for my dad so that he thinks that there's no margin. I sell these puts, and then that increases his cash position. It lowers his margin. And so then I reinvest these premiums that I receive, the proceeds. I got about $50,000 in my account just from selling these puts, and I sell a little bit for my mom, including puts on Yieldmax, puts on all these vehicles. But I sell more for my dad because he doesn't like margin. It doesn't matter whether you're using margin or you're selling put options. Both of them use up equity. All right. And the whole key to this channel, okay, the whole key to my FIRE lifestyle, this financially independent, retire early, this movement that we're leading here at this channel, the whole key to it is maintenance. Okay. And Cornerstone is 30% maintenance. That's why I anchor so much of my portfolio to Cornerstone. Same for my mom, same for my dad. Even though my dad's not in margin, he needs to be able to withdraw out of the account to pay bills. He has a lot of bills. He has a very expensive lifestyle, my dad. So he has to, he doesn't like margin. He wants to always be able to take from his account without running up interest, even though I've negotiated my rates down and he's grandfathered in with the same rates. He just has to tell E-Trade that. But for whatever reason, he doesn't like calling E-Trade. So I just sell these put options because they're lower maintenance, okay? If you need help with maintenance, that's in volume 3. Once again, maintenance is the whole key to my success, my mom's success, my dad's success, because even if you're not using margin, for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power. So I'm just using a fraction of the $4 million in purchasing power that I have in my account to get ahead. Right now it shows $775,000 because I've invested so much of my money. A lot of it's in margin and a lot of it's in high maintenance names like shorts, which protect my account in the event of a fall. So I just sell put options for my dad. Like I said, my mom not so much because she understands that put options still suck up equity, albeit less. A lot of my put options like QQY have lower maintenance, okay, than QQQY itself, okay, like QQQY, as you can see here, Defiance, it has 30% maintenance, but you can see here the naked options, they have 20% maintenance, okay? So once again, if you need help with put options, if you need help with maintenance, okay, that's in volume 3. And if you need help with put options, that's in volume 6, all right? So I sell these put options, lower my margin, lower my volatility, lower my risk, lower my cost basis. I get all these premiums and then I invest elsewhere for a higher return. That's how I'm getting, over $600,000 in dividends per year. So I do that for my dad. I do that for my mom. I just do more puts for my dad. They're the safest way to go. I sell puts just like Warren Buffett does because Warren Buffett sells put options on Coca-Cola. That's how he made, $7 million in that Forbes article? Go check that out. So the main thing that I have to keep in mind for my parents is that when I'm buying Yieldmax, okay, with these proceeds from the 401k, I have to make sure that, that was the right decision. I mean, who wants to just liquidate a 401k for someone? Isn't that risky? Well, I don't think so, because with this 401k, it's really a curse that she's handing down to her children. I mean, we're going to have to pay those taxes in her 401k one day. So she might as well pull out the money now, take the penalty now out of her 401k. and then reinvested in her own brokerage. And what I did was I had her park it in my brokerage first. All right, so my mom's RMDs, required minimum distributions, she had to take out a certain amount every year. Why not allow her to just take out the whole thing? All right, put it in my account. 150,000 is what we did on this tranche. 150,000. Put it in my account, park it, raise my available withdrawal by 150,000, and give me that cushion that I need so that I can withstand margin calls and never worry about a market drop. I can just collect these dividends uninterrupted, and then I just pay her back every month 5 to 10 grand. Okay, at first I did the balloon payments, 10 to 20 grand to her first few months, just to knock down a lot of that principal, make her feel good about things, and then I reinvested it in her account right away so that she's getting the same level of income, that I'm getting with the equivalent dollars, so she can actually live on this and be free from her 9 to 5. And so she retired early because, when she retired from her company, she had a chance to go back and work someplace else. But because I'm giving her these dividends, she doesn't need to work anywhere else. Now she just volunteers and enjoys her life, as she helps out others in need. So the key with my mom is, did I do it safely? And, and did I invest in her portfolio properly? And I already told you that I've anchored it with things other than Yieldmax. Okay, we already talked about that in the video. Go check it out if you missed it. And I talked about how I also get other performance from my mom and dad by selling these options, which you can go view if you missed this video as well. All right, that's a safer way to get the performance for them. All right, but the question again needs to be asked: is it too risky to be liquidating someone's 401k in this kind of environment where, first of all, the market's crazy? I mean, can she really do better than a professional? Well, her Barrett account was always underperforming the market or going in line with the market. Our accounts are beating the market, as you know. So she's still beating the NASDAQ. I'm beating the NASDAQ, even with this leverage. And even my dad, he has less leverage, but I'm still, in a way, beating my dad. I mean, he's beating the NASDAQ, but I'm beating my dad. That's because margin is lower risk than you think. Margin actually helps lower your risk because you're getting so much in dividends that you're able to pay it down so fast, and your account grows by the equivalent amount, just like a house. When you withdraw out of a house and you remodel your house, that equity goes back into the house and grows the value. So my margin debt falls, my account grows, and it snowballs here because the income is so large, all right? And that helps actually grow the account, which helps lessen the risk, all right? I know it's sort of a counterintuitive way to look at things, but that's what I did nonetheless for myself. And that's why I'm actually beating my dad performance-wise. Again, even though he doesn't even have any margin leverage. You would think in a down market like this that I'm getting killed with my margin leverage, but that's not the case. We're still beating the NASDAQ, and there's a way to do it, all right? You just have to follow the rules here. There's a way to do all these funds. There's a way to play Cornerstone. There's a way to sell these options. There's a way to skew your risk and diversify out with multiple funds like I do, including with Yieldmax, Cornerstone, Round Hill, Defiance. And so, yeah, we're actually beating the market with this approach, right? So instead of having to, once again, saddle her children with unnecessary taxes that she couldn't really even live on because she couldn't use the money, while she was living, all right, because it's just tied up in her 401k. And they're saying, hey, we want to stay in safe, low volatility assets for you so that we can preserve your nest egg and your equity. And it's like, no, that's backwards. They're playing defense to lose. You need to play offense to win, just like in sports. Go check out my shorts. I'm a basketball player, and I believe in sports and all the metaphors. So you have to play offense. You can't play to lose. You have to play to win. And so she's not in these quote unquote slow moving assets anymore to protect herself, like bonds, which got killed in 2022. Look at what all the professionals did to their clients there. Again, they have clients in safer holdings like bonds, and they got killed when interest rates rose. So, and that was the safe play, quote unquote, with a 5% yield. All right, she's not using any leverage. She can't use margin with her 401k, limited amounts. So this was the best way for her to not only live free from her 9 to 5 and take advantage of her 401k now, but she's also outperforming the market with this approach, using margin, Cornerstone, Yieldmax, etc., selling these put options. So this is paramount, in my opinion, to understand when you're trying to get ahead. You have this 401k, why not just liquidate it? Yeah, we have to pay these penalties, okay? I have to pay $38,000 in taxes to my mom. That's the loan interest that it's kind of like loan interest, but instead I just said I'll pay the penalty. I actually am paying half of the penalty. We're going half and half on that. And then the other amount of interest that I owe her, I'm sort of paying her back in the form of helping her account get ahead like mine. She just mirrors my portfolio. She copies my portfolio. So that's the other way of, her performance, our performance is my other interest to her in this form of a loan. All right. So that I'm using, okay, I need to give her interest. I want to give her something for it. But even though she's just parking the money in my account very, very briefly, just temporarily, so I can keep the cushion to survive, keep getting my dividends to get qualifying income to live free from 9 to 5. You need dividends, not stock gains, to live free from 9 to 5. All right, so I keep that qualifying income going without having to sell, without having an interruption in my pay stub, all right, or my work history. The dividends are better than work history, all right, because these are 4-star funds like Cornerstone, once again, that never stop paying a dividend during a downturn, whereas in a downturn, you could be let go from your job. Look at Cornerstone on a 10-year chart, by the way. It moves up or left or right. Here on E-Trade, you see that it moves sideways to down. That's because you have to factor back in dividends, drips, and rights offerings, and play Cornerstone properly around the premium thresholds, high and low. Again, that's in volume 4 if you need help with Cornerstone. So I'm just going to pay her taxes, her $38,000 tax bill, half with her, and then I'm just paying in installments, okay? I had my own tax bill, which we're going to do another video on soon, and I just told the IRS, we'll do $500 to $1,000 a month, big deal, okay? So I just use her penalties, pay off the penalties in a small way, okay? Instead of withholding the tax, okay, like they always make you do, and I think a lot of Americans do wrongly. All right, don't withhold the tax. Just invest it in your own account and then have your dividends pay off your taxes in installments, the tax penalty in installments. All right, so why not get a loan from your parents or from someone in your family who has a 401k, who has to do an RMD? They have to withdraw the money, but they're only withdrawing a small amount because they don't really know what to do with it. They don't know how to really invest it and, again, take advantage of this, and they still have to pay the penalty. So why saddle the children, the next generation, with that? Why not? Why live this life without your 401k being accessed easily without a penalty? You worked your whole life for it. Why live this life and work so hard if you can't even touch your 401k? So there's just so many penalties. Go check out Grant Cardone. He's really against the 401k. So many myths. Yeah, the one pro to it, I think, is, employees can match. Okay, and that's a big deal. If you can get an employee match program, to help get you out of the gate, then do that, please. But once all that is ending and you're just kind of near retirement age, you should take your 401k. And I think, in my opinion, I don't give financial advice. This is not a financial channel, all right, even though it says this, it's Unconventional Wealth Ideas. I say that because you have to disclose if you're a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not advice. This is just entertainment, and this is just facts that I use to live free from 9 to 5. And those who want to do the same can just copy what I'm doing. I don't tell them what to do. They just copy what I do. All right, so I'm going to do a members only videos next. Okay, we're going to do that in about 1 hour. Again, it's 1 o'clock right now. We'll come back at 2:30. We'll reconvene around then when the market conditions change. As you can see, now we're up 10,000, but we don't know what that'll be in an hour, and that's when all the real fireworks begin in the market. So I'll be doing the members only live then. All right, and in the meantime, I just wanted to share with y'all why I think 401ks are such a myth, all right, and why they are just holding you back, and you're not really able to enjoy a 401k unless you withdraw it, pay the penalty, but use your dividends to pay it off in installments, okay, and then it's not even a big deal. All right, we earn so much in dividends, okay. Once again, if you're just tuning into the channel now, our performance shows that we're in between the S&P and the NASDAQ, which is exactly where we want to be, and we're going to be beating the S&P soon, as we always have in the past, few years in this channel. It's almost a guarantee. If the market's up, then we're going to be up because we do whatever the indexes do times our margin leverage right here. But then our dividends of over 600,000 pay our leverage back so fast, and we grow so fast, it doesn't really matter what the market does. We still get ahead, as I was explaining earlier with my dad's account, because he doesn't use margin at all. All right, so I'm going to get to all your comments and questions for members only in the live video coming up here in about an hour. And If you have any questions or comments about what I'm doing with the 401k with my parents, which I think you should do the same with, leave those in the comment section below. All right, so if you need more help doing what I'm doing, email me for my e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, the best chat room in the world, and you get my phone number for life. So keep that in mind. Don't forget to like this video. Everyone, like this video, hit like, subscribe, leave comments, because that helps the algorithms give these videos more reach to more people who also could use this financial information to be more literate and potentially be free, ultimately be free from their 9 to 5. All right, I love you all so much. You know I don't want to go, but I can't make these videos too long. I see your questions, and only let's reconvene in the live, in the members only live. Same for you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. I really appreciate that. I'm blessed to have her as a mom. Jeff, I'm glad you like the SMS notifications, Jeff. One of the best investments I've made. The details of the trades were perfect and really helped with rebalancing my account. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for that. Paul, Bob, Apries, Midi, Todd, Bone, Zor, 2 SS from Canada. Beautiful, Paul. I don't know what that means, but it sounds great. All right. Hey, everyone. I see all of your messages here. And again, we'll talk in the live, the members only live, in a second. Again, I wish I could have made this comment section open to everyone, but I didn't have any time today. There's a lot of stuff going on, all right, with my family. Like, we got to go do doctor checkups and various things. So we'll when I have more time, I'll do the public chat for everyone. All right. So once again, if you like this video, click like or subscribe. And I hope that these merits, made sense to you. I hope that I was making a lot of good points for y'all. I hope that this video really rang true. All right, because it did for me, and it helped me out substantially in my life, and it helped my mom as well. All right, so I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Hate to go, but I have to keep this one short.